Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
Oh no, girl. Oh no.
And we're here to finish out another wonderful week's worth of content. Well, yes. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly live streams, and to be a part of the live streams where we have multifaceted conversations with a varied panel depending on the week, along with 200 plus exclusive videos that are only on Patreon. Nico, yes, my Patreon has been here for as long as my YouTube. I think my YouTube videos sit around 500 and I have 200 exclusive videos if you would like that. I think this week's video I'm going to be talking about Marco Paris. Nico, who is that? The wigger to the bone that got in trouble for calling himself, a real jigger. And then he decided to make amends for that by buying a random black family at Waffle House breakfast. So I don't know how he thought that would work, but he's recently come back into public discussion because he has been collaborating with more black performers. Though a lot of people still don't know about the toxicity that surrounds his name. So they are getting dragged after they work with him. And it's happened to two people I've known personally. So I'm just going to discuss it on Patreon. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in. And last video's comment. I don't believe in victim shaming or blaming, but as a total top, I am hesitant to have super happy adult fun time encounters with white people for this exact reason. And I agree, because even in that video, I had to explain I'm very disappointed that someone I did consider a friend, because after that video, it caused a rift and we are not friends anymore. Not because of like outside factors, but because he expected blind loyalty. And I'm like, as a black person, I just don't agree with what you said. Once again, I do not believe he's racist, but I do understand what he said and did was wrong. And I can't co-sign that just because you weren't educated enough to know not to say these types of things. So once again, I completely understand, and that's why I usually have hesitations with being attached to YT or non-black performers, seeing as how, unfortunately, it seems like everybody of every other race has a small stint in time of being very anti-black, whether it's present, whether it's subconscious, whether it's in the past. And I'm using hyperbole when I say that. Not everyone is literally this way, but I just wanted to get that out of the way, and now we can get on to the actual topic. Today, we're going to be doing a Where Are They Now? Nico. This one is unfortunate. Nico, what do you mean? If you know me, if you know my filming style, if you know my recent trailers, I am very heavily influenced by Papithugz and Dog Pound USA. Nico, what can I say? What can I say? I'm a child of the 2000s. So a lot of my favorite performers stem from those studios, and they just started to work around the industry once they got established. And one of my favorites was Mr.Elz. Nico, who is Mr.Elz? It pains me. Why do you say that? Mr.Elz was a prominent, popular performer on Papithugz and Dog Pound USA. He has had immaculate scenes. Nico, immaculate. I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan of his. He's like in my top 6 on Dog Pound USA, just because there are 2 scenes that I genuinely cannot live without. There's the one with Ricardo Vaughn and XL. Nico, me and XL may not be cool, but I will always give him his flowers and his props. That scene, like, girl, every time it gets me there. But he also had another scene with one of my favorite performers, actually 2 of my favorite performers, named Usher, who is like, whomp. He's like this, but also he has the face, he has the attitude, and he has like dorky jokes throughout the scene. And also Romero, who is like this big, muscular, some people don't like it when I call it a muscle hamster. Nico, what is that? It's like a short gay guy that has like a lot of muscles. So he's just like this big, muscly bottom. And point is, immaculate scene. They were smoking a joint, a little bluntiana right during the scene before they get started, and they transition into the actual scene where the chemistry and it's just immaculate. So you would not understand the disappointment that I have when I was talking about this. I was talking about him being one of my favorites from that website in passing in a video, and somebody said, don't you know what he did? I'm like, what did he do? No, 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 girl. He was locked up. Nico, what do you mean? And it's locked up for something that I can't condone and or excuse, so it makes me look at him and his filmography a lot differently now. Apparently, the crime itself happened in 2016, and he was sentenced in 2017. Nico, what is the crime? Get out with it already. I understand. He was convicted of SAing, well, attempting to. It says forced and attempted SA of an 11-year-old girl. Nico, yes, I did not expect that one to come this way, but yes, it says that in 2017 he was sentenced to a 5-year stint in prison, and he is at a level 3 risk of sexual offender status because he tried to force himself on an 11-year-old girl. It said that he has no family ties to the girl, he has no business ties to the family. It was just a random victim based on the statistics of the police report, and he served it. So he's currently back out. I believe he's still somewhere in New York. I don't know if it's New York City or just the state, but that's what the registry said. And it kind of shifted the way I view a lot of these old performers, because I've come out before and talked about situations like how Austin Wolf recently got convicted by the feds because of his backed up storage of CP, along with other performers going in and out of prison. But it kind of reminded me that a lot of the performers, especially in the thug corn days of adult cinematography, were actually straight or bisexual and just using queer adult cinematography as a way to make money because it paid more than the straight. Along with, if we're being honest, Mr.Elz is not like super packing, so it makes sense that he went more the gay route than the straight route. But it is disheartening because I haven't genuinely been able to watch any of his older films and actually enjoy them, knowing what he put that child through. And it begs the question, should we continue to dig deeper into these personal lives of the performers from the past, aka the golden era, seeing as how we see that they range from sometimes crime, sometimes assault, and then actual just, I need money, I got my money, and I'm out. But that's usually from performers that do 2 to 3 videos and you never see them again. So I want to know your opinions. When we dig into the lives of these performers, especially the past, and it's some of your favorite performers from some of your favorite scenes, does that alter the way you view their catalog? Does that change your engagement with their content now knowing that, oh, this person that I may find attractive, who had an amazing scene that I continuously enjoy during my super happy adult fun time alone, could be capable of such a monstrosity? Because honestly, after I found that out, I have not been able to watch his movies since without a tinge of disgust, which basically stops me because I'm one of those people, girl, if the mood ain't right, it ain't working. So I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Did you hear about this? Have you heard about other performers in the past and their potential crimes and what they were up to behind the scenes? Because I remember how Brian Pumper, yes, he is straight, but that booty, he has the gay attention. Brian Pumper, he went to prison for trafficking, and I heard that in New York City, he's known as a known creep, so he would just go around strolling around the trains trying to pick up women to get into the adult industry. So it really varies. It really varies per performer, but I want to hear your opinions down below. Did you know this had happened with Anthony, aka Mr.Elz? Did you hear about any other stories about performers that you may want to get out, seeing as how, is it really fair that we continue to hold these people in a high platform via their legacy in adult cinematography if they've actually been committing terrible crimes off screen? But with that being said, I'll leave the conversation up to you, and I'll see you guys next time. Boop.